you guys feel like the biggest turning point was? Obviously, a great start, kind of propelled you guys. Anyone can answer. Was there any one individual turning point that helped you guys? Obviously, the pick was huge.
I guess I didn't really. I mean, the game was so back and forth. It's hard to say there was a turning point. Down the stretch there, they scored. We got together and said, hey, we got to rally the troops and we got to get this done. And RJ's touchdown was huge. Still came off to the sideline and was like, holy crap, there's still 54 seconds left. So told the defense to go finish this game, and Tre came up big the next play.
Carson, talk about what was running through your mind when South Dakota State went out there with under 4 minutes to go and knowing that could potentially be the last drive of the season.
Yeah, I was actually really calm. And, we practice the 2-minute drill in practice every week. And, we all got together. Me and Crockett kind of got the offense together and just said, hey, it's time to show everyone that we're the real deal. And, we're a lot of people might say we're average a lot. Today we said it's time for us to be great and show the world that we're great. And, we got it done today.
Okay, when Bra went down, did you kind of take it upon yourself to step up your game, knowing that the big target was out?
Yeah, definitely. I think all the receivers had to step up. Carson looked my way in a couple big situations and ended up making a play.
Talk about the catch in that situation, true freshman and their ball's coming to you in that, critical situation. What's kind of playing through your mind as that happened?
Just try to stay calm. Really, we ran that play a few times actually, and kind of got the same look. So pre-snap read, I thought it was probably coming to me, and just ended up making a play.
Carson, the confidence you had to go to RJ in that kind of situation, how much was that build up through the regular season to count on to make that catch today?
Oh, it's tremendous. It's actually funny. RJ had a big day today, but he's been giving me crap in the locker room for the last couple of weeks now because I haven't found him in the last couple of games. But the thing about RJ that I love so much is he's not a real emotional guy. He's just even keel all the time. And so even as a true freshman in a big situation like that, to come in here and just make a play and it doesn't even faze him, I don't even think he got too excited either.
Tre, what did you see on that pick? And first career INT, what did you see?
Well, they put number 83 in the slot, and he wanted their go-to guys. And when I was in, I think that was his first time in the slot on doubles with 2 receiver sides. So we practiced that play a lot, and I was really expecting it. Coach gave us a good play. I was right there to get the interception.
Your game, it seemed like a couple times you were put off the sidelines, Tre, a little bit down on yourself. The emotions that you go through when you're having maybe you feel like a bad game, then making a play.
Yeah.
Talk about the emotion that kind of run through your mind.
Well, I didn't play the best game, but my Wolfpack brothers, they always got my back. And they looked at me when we were going back on the field, and they were like, no doubt. And just kept me composed, so I was ready for the opportunity.
Carson, 11 penalties, 110 yards. Was it a little bit of a sloppy game to start with, at least?
I wouldn't say to start with. The penalties kind of came throughout the game. Some controversy on a number of them. Offensively, I know there were some that I think we had a couple. I know we had a couple too many false starts and jumps, and that's something we got to clean up. Fortunately, we were able to overcome those, especially down there at the end there. I think everyone got a little nervous when we had the false start there when we were at the 7. But no, we were able to overcome those, and that's definitely something we got to clean up this week.
Carson, talk about, Brock Jensen's done that for the last 2 years. You see him do that. What was it like for you to be put in a situation like that where you really had to put it back together and be able to work?
Yeah, it sounds cheesy, but it's kind of something you dream of a little bit. We've been fortunate enough over the season to be up at the end quite a few times, and we've practiced the 2-minute drill so many times. We've used it a couple times here and there at the end of half and stuff, but finally get out there and execute it. Man, it was it was a lot of fun. That's all I got to say.
RJ, obviously it's one of the better games your receivers had all season, but is this something you feel like you can do every single week? Give it a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I have confidence in myself, and I have confidence in the receivers. And definitely have confidence in the line and Carson delivering good balls. So, yeah.
The D-back, RJ, how close was he to that? Was the pass right over his hands?
It looked to be pretty close, but he was in kind of a little bit of a trail position, so he never really got eyes on it. So it was.
Did it looked like early in the game, at least on a couple of your big catches, they had a linebacker against you. And is that something that you saw? And did they do that last time they played you at all?
Last time, I don't think so. I think this was kind of a new look, and we ran the same type of play a few times, and we got the same look a few times. So, you know, in the end there, I knew it was probably coming to me too.
Carson, there were several passes you guys completed where, like RJ said, it seemed like the coverage was right there, but they didn't get eyes on it. Is that all part of the scouting report? Yeah.
Oh, definitely. When you watch film, at least myself and the coaches, and I know the receivers do too. I mean, they want to see what type of technique these D-backs are playing with. You know, there's a lot of D-backs that they still got their eyes on the quarterback, and then they're susceptible to getting beat on double moves and those sorts of things. But we saw on tape that SDSU really just keyed the receivers and what they did. So that's definitely something that it allowed me to trust these guys a lot more. You know, because I mean they got tremendous ball skills, these receivers do, and yeah, so definitely something we take note of.
You guys have obviously played at home in big games all season, but what were your thoughts on the environment today versus what you've seen all year?
I thought the environment was electric. I guess I thought it was probably as loud as it's been all year. Maybe a couple early ones were like Montana was definitely up there as well. But I thought it was awesome coming running out there, and even the student section was all filled up, and we all looked around. We're like, all right, this is pretty sweet, and so yeah.
I know you didn't play in the Georgia Southern game 2 years ago, but how does that environment compare to that game?
Well, I'm sure they were very similar. I do remember the last drive there as well, and that I guess you could say that's pretty similar as well. 2 big games, playoff games. It was our rival this time. Fortunate enough to come out with a win.
So RJ, at no moment in this game, late in the game, you never said, wow, this is a big deal. This is a full stadium, loud crowd, got to win the game, nothing like that?
No, not too much. We practice that situation, like Carson said, every week. So, and we've practiced it a few times, or we've had a few game reps with it at the end of halves a few times. So we were all pretty comfortable with it. We knew we just had to stay calm and just do what we do.
Talk about going up against that SDSU offense, specifically a running back like Center who's over 6,000 career yards. What was that like for the defense?
Well, as a defensive unit, Code Green, we run to the ball. Everybody run to the ball and tackle together. So even if he break one tackle, the next person just right there and same as the next. So I think that's how we contain him the most. Everybody running to the ball and keeping the cup on him.
That trade, that Wildcat catch you guys by surprise? I mean, you had, last time they ran was 2011. You weren't here, obviously.
Well, we practiced it, and we had a couple plays for it, but we made some adjustments because they had a couple of plays with success on it. So I would say kind of, but we were ready for it ultimately at the end.
Carson, you keep on playing now. You get another week. Describe that feeling after you survived today.
Yeah, I went up to almost all the seniors afterwards. I'm like, hey, we're not done playing football, and I know they're all excited, and I'm excited as well. So ready to get back to work.
Carson, the end result, obviously all that matters, but did you feel like they were closer to getting you guys sort of finally today? Oh,
absolutely. I mean, the scoreboard indicates that. We had to put together a 2-minute drive there at the end, so without a doubt, they played a great football game, both offensively and defensively. We got them at the end, though.